Right, welcome back to live streaming. It was not intended to be a hiatus by all means, but we're back. We are all back. We're all completely back, fresh, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for live streaming content for the week now. No, I'm really sorry about the absence. It was because of internet connectivity issues, which is why there was no lives all of last week. But my laptop, it's getting used to the connection now, and the connection, it's improved. But if anything happens to the connection, then we may have to get a second booster to boost the connectivity of the internet, because it's new internet that we've got now. Sky is what we have, and the Virgin, it was crap in the end, and it was with overcharged pricing just for crap internet connection. Excuse the language, but there we are. My hiatus was well timed for you. You was on vacation. Yes, how was your holiday, Pamela? Hope it went well. And Pamela, I'm going to show your picture later on in the live, but hello to Pamela, and Sapper is in the chat. Hello to Sapper. That was a good one I wanted to highlight. Sapper, I'm certainly far more than sitting comfortably, but I'm hoping this is the case for everybody else. If not, do make yourselves feel safe and comfortable as we enjoy the live show. And very well said there, Sapper. Well said. And screw the idiots who say he's manipulating. Shut up. Not true. Anyway, hello to Bill and Joe. Hello to Joe. Oh, and Jody. Hello. No trouble at all, Aspie, who will probably be watching on the replay, but I'm very pleased and proud of Aspie. I'm proud of her for something. And why I'm proud of her? Because I was on a YouTube live. I didn't make an appearance on this, but she made an appearance whilst I was the viewer. She did so well with the man. No, really, she did very well on the guy's interview. I'm not going to say who it is because I am only fairly conscious that there could be... I'm not going to say who. I'll talk to the mods about this privately as to why I'm careful with revealing this person's YouTube channel name. But the way she represented herself and appeared on the live stream, she did so well. And I couldn't be more proud of her. And I really couldn't be more proud of the YouTuber who kindly allowed her to represent and express herself on the live stream. I mean, really, no need to mention names. This is why I'm going to mention it to you privately, Sapper. And the YouTuber, he did not do wrong. He did right. And I'll explain which one I'm talking about. But it's not the ones who, not going to say who, but it's not who you think it is. Rest assured on that. Suzanne is in here. Hello to Suzanne. Aspie couldn't make it due to work. Joe is here. Hello. Oh, thank you, Joe. Yay to me for being loyal to my friends that truly support me. Oh. And you're truly supportive in your supportive yourself, my lovely Joe. And I might get a bit silly saying this, but it's only my concluded assumption. Joe is probably sitting comfortably in the lap of her tall and her big, tall 6'3" husband, or her tall 6'+ daughter, as she's watching. Do you imagine if she was sitting in the laps of either two, and they just cuddled her in the lap while she was watching? But I'm not trying to put naughty ideas into one's head. Carol is in the chat. Hello to our loveliest little Carol. I really like the picture of you, by the way, Carol. And like you said, you're a natural blonde. You look like a natural, beautiful blonde. Seeing the picture of you, a natural, beautiful blonde. And I do have a thing for blondes, to tell you something, Carol. Blondes, brunettes, they appeal to me greatly. But if I don't have a blonde as a girlfriend, obviously I don't have one. Or if I don't have a brunette as a girlfriend, obviously I won't have a brunette. But just to share a strong grip of a point here, even though it's my preference, a blondes or brunettes, you know, if I fell in love with, say, a dark-haired lady, like me being a dark-haired man, or a ginger, or a red-haired lady, what have you, obviously I would have fallen in love with them. But, you know, we all fall in love when the time comes and when we've met someone who we love and see eye to eye in most. That's one way to philosophically put it. Lovely Andrea's in the chat. Hello to our loveliest Andrea. Hello, hello, hello to you, my lady. Hello, hello, hello. No, no, Snapper, no. Why's that? Why do you ask? Oh, Pamela. Oh, Pamela, you're so lovely in every way. Bill, I think we already know the names. Okay. No trouble, Bill, but I was talking about someone else, not anyone bad. I'll tell you privately. Hubby is putting parents' furniture together right now. He's not a happy bunny. Oh, no. I really hope his parents have not done anything to painfully upset the man. I sincerely hope not. No, you look very pretty in the picture, Pamela. Good at your life! Well, we know who this is, Larry Lamb Lunch, who's Martin Sullivan, aka. Well, we know what this warrants, don't we?
Gordon's alive?
Oh, yes. So basically anyone. Kebby's here. Hello, lovely Kebby. Oh, and what did Bill say? Carol, would you like to call me a taxi? Oh, Bill, you are funny. This is the funny side I'm now getting to learn from you. Aren't we just? But this is what this is what thrives most. Communities that generally thrive most and should thrive the most are communities that are friendly, consummate, and wholesome. Those are the communities that must thrive the most. Your mother has Sky too. Oh, how lovely. Oh, garden furniture. Oh, no trouble. No trouble for the mistake. No trouble at all. Something's arriving. Oh, okay. Okay. I think my younger siblings will be able to get it in the post if I'm my younger siblings will more than likely answer the post to that. Oh, Jody, what do you call an alligator wearing a vest? I've no idea. I've certainly no idea. No idea. That will require some baby pictures. They are full-size goats. The Billy goat, 220 pounds. Oh, that's huge. That's very huge. 220 pounds. Well, I'll tell you something, Pamela. Sapper, this time last year, he weighed anywhere between 243 and 245 pounds. So could you imagine what he would have looked like then, this time last year? Imagine that. 245 pounds on a guy the same 5'10" of height as yourself. And would I've ever come under the impression Pamela was 243 or 245 pounds? Definitely not. No. But definitely not skinny and petite, but a slender muscular, as she described. Well, seeing her, I believe that, and having seen it for myself, I obviously know what slender and muscular looks like, because it's not model size, that is. Yes, anyway. No, it was just Pamela, and I was making a reference point, but now we need to move on, because we don't want a live stream of fat shaming. Okay, Carol, it was my mistake. It was my fault for saying that. We don't want a live stream where there's fat shaming involved. because that's when I could get into trouble most. Because Sapper and I, we couldn't care less. Sapper and I couldn't care less. We couldn't give a hooting, we couldn't give a tooting hoot. Sapper and I couldn't give a tooting hoot about being fat shamed or skinny shamed, but there are people who do give hoots about it and actually do get offended and upset by it. Just to say, no more goat weights. Yes, no, because we don't want a live stream of fat shaming, Pamela. That's what we don't want. But I didn't get an answer to the joke Jodie was talking about. Oh, okay. Yes, let's move on from that. No. Let's move on from it. We don't want fat shaming. We don't want that. Lindy's in the chat. Hello to you. Next event attending Saturday and Sunday. Just to let you know, Sapper. But there's a possibility of attending 2 events on Saturday. 2. It was an event I'd only just found out about. I'm not going to say where and what it is. And I will tell you privately why I'm now not sharing events publicly nowadays. And, you know, so yeah. So I'll tell you privately. But I may only do 1 or possibly 2. But if I'm doing one before the other that I originally intended to do, I would only spend about 1 hour at an event that I'd not heard of. It would only be about for 1 hour, but the main one that I've originally intended to compensate for what was also due to take place on an event that got cancelled the same day, was going to take place, but is now cancelled. That will compensate for it, if there's any way to describe it. It's possible later on, yes. But I have got some things to explain about and talk about. Do we get it? But it'll be organ music. Oh, Kebby, thank you for saying that I'm especially handsome. Thank you. No, thank you, Kebby. Thank you for saying I'm handsome. Can I tell you something, Kebby? I used to get considered handsome quite a lot when I was, up until I was about 6-7 months after I was 18. I used to get considered handsome a lot. No, until I was 20, I was considered handsome. Nearly everywhere I went, almost anybody could say I was handsome. I mean, I never expected it to happen, but I used to get that. I was considered that often. Some do consider this of me as of now. So thank you, Kebby. Thank you. Your events when you was a kid was the park, riding your bike, or being dragged around a jumble sale. Oh, wow. Dragged around a jumble sale. Oh, my goodness. No, but I would, however, share it with channel members, though, upcoming events and things. Channel members I would, and I trust channel members to keep it private. And yes, and I do hope I can trust channel members to keep it private, you know. Sharebear, hello, Sharebear. Hello to you. Very dapper. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you. Oh, that's very interesting, Bill. Very interesting. Visited an underground bunker. It was so interesting. In Essex. You think I need a new intro? Oh, okay. No, that's fine. That's a perfectly legitimate opinion. That's fine, Sapper. That's perfectly fine. It's a perfectly legitimate opinion. Or it could be the old one extended with a new one. But again, perfectly fine and a good legitimate opinion. And shut up to those who say that Sapper's manipulating. Not manipulation. It's just a suggestion. That's what I'm going to say. End of rant. But very good. But I think it's a perfectly legitimate suggestion. You know, I'm happy to heed that on board. Oh, I missed the answer. Sorry, Jodie. It was an investigator. Oh, Jodie. That's a good one. Oh, thank you, oh, Joe. That's very nice. Oh, Cappy. A mashup of his events would be good. Oh, thanks, Bill. The Foxy Astley needs to be on. Astley needs to be on. The Rick Astley. Me, a version of me as Rick Astley. New intro would be good if you use AI generator to make me with a little baby. Oh, Suzanne. Oh, Suzanne. You fancy Wales? I haven't been to Wales for a very long time, Joe, but I'm really hoping to go, hopefully next year, to Wales. The place I really want to go again in Wales is the Thankyou steam railway. I mean, I'd love to go to Thankyou because I went 8 years ago to Thankyou, and I am thinking, Joe, I am thinking about doing an annual holiday to Wales in August from hopefully this next year or 2 years' time. No, I mean, that's what I'm hoping to do. And I'll try and visit Orme Railway too next time I go to Wales. Don't need AI. I already look like a baby. In what way do I look like a baby? I've never thought of myself as having a baby face. I've never considered myself to have a baby face. But in what way do I look like a baby? I'd certainly like to hear your opinion. No trouble, no trouble. It was 2018 was the last time I went to Wales. But I'd love to ride one of the Welsh narrow gauge railways in Wales. But my bucket list, Welsh narrow gauge railway to ride on, Joe, it's my bucket list to go on this railway, the Festiniog. I mean, honestly, going to the Festiniog railway is my bucket list. My bucket list is going on the Festiniog steam railway. Can't it just? No, sometimes I get wiped out even from an event attending weekend because it requires travel to go. But it pays a price to keep me active in one way or another. Pamela, it pays a price to keep me active. Babies are angelic, that's why. I make the best bartender. The bartender reminds me of my uncle Derek. He reminds me of my Uncle Derek, the bartender. But the only difference is he's not large like Uncle Derek. Sorry, Mum, if you were watching. Sorry for fat shaming my Uncle Derek. No, but I thought I'd share so anyway. No, because if I really hope my mother does not watch this live stream on replay, because I would really get a bad berating from her if she heard this. Well, I think I am going to get a bad berating. Blanio Festiniog Railway and then go on the cave train into the mine. Spent many times camping in Wales when you was married and visited the railways there. You visited the railways? Oh, brilliant, Carol. How brilliant. No, I'm really hoping to visit more Welsh railways in the future years to come, especially the narrow gauge ones. Like that, for example, certainly Festiniog being the bucket list. Tallyclyn once again, the Barla Lake railway, Barla Lake. The list is endless, Carol. The list is completely endless. And I'm hoping to meet Michelle Pope in Wales, because she's Wales herself. I'm not going to say where because I sincerely do not want her address doxed by cronies. I really don't. And I love Michelle very dearly. I know I haven't heard from her for a great while. About 2-3 months I haven't heard from her, but I'd love to visit her in Wales and have a meal out or a drink with her. Also, I don't know if she drinks alcohol. I don't know. I'm guessing she drinks a wine or so, but I don't know. But she has an affinity for karaoke. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. But honestly, I would love to meet Michelle. I love her dearly. And a lot of my newfound friends have said some of the nicest things about me, but what Michelle said to me, oh my goodness, it touched me really. No, I found that particularly touching, what she said to me. I mean, I was crying. I was visibly moved emotionally. I still am to this day by what she said about me, because I only ever saw this in one person who I loved and looked up to. I'll never forget that November 2023 evening when she said to me, "You are the epitome of a true gentleman through and through," which I'd like to say is very refreshing in this day and age. And that really was touching. You know, why it was so visibly touching, there was only one person, and one person who I saw. There was only one man, and one man only, who I knew as the epitome of a true gentleman, and that was nobody other than my wonderful late grandfather Edmund, because he was the epitome of a true gentleman in every way, and that was in him all along. And to be considered that in something, to be considered this, which I only saw in one person who I loved and looked up to, it's touching. It's very touching. It is terribly touching in every way. And that was why it got quite visibly moving. It was visibly moving emotionally, if there's any way to describe it. Of course, you are a true gentleman as well, Sapper. You're a very funny, certainly very comedic and funny gentleman, if there's any way to describe it. The world needs more. Oh, thanks, Pamela. Thank you. No, I'm hoping to go to Llangollen, Sapper. I'm hoping to go to Llangollen. Hoping to do that. It was touching when she said this to me, Joe. It was very, very touching when she said this to me. Really, well and truly touching. I've had a soft spot for Michelle ever since. Really, I've had a true soft spot for her ever since. I love the lady so very deeply. I really do. She's a good friend and a very good mother to her. She's got two boys, two very tall boys, that is. And because I remember the story she shared once. She took, I think it was her ex-husband. I think she's divorced. Oh no, I heard she's been divorced a long time. Her ex-husband, when she was married at the time, and her two sons, whom she still regards as their two boys, or our two boys, who I think, because they're tall, because I think they're about 6'2", 6'1", or about the same 6'2" of height, I think, something like that. They were 18 and 16 years of age at the time, and I think they managed to get into a bar because they were tall for their age. They could have just gotten into a bar and drank alcohol. I think that's the story. In Puerto Nevada, when they were on holiday there. I don't know when this was, but it would have been a while back. But a very interesting story, and it was a good story. Aren't they just, Joe? As does I too, Carol, as does I. You camped at Barla Lake and went to the railway there. I'm hoping to go to Barla Lake. I really am. Wife calls you her little devil on account of the horns on your head. Yeah, no, that's a point, Pamela. Certainly, and speaking of course, speaking on the moderator's point of view and on a philosophical real life point of view, one can certainly be in true agreement to that. They have impact. We remember them. Think about that before you speak or chat with others. No, but what Michelle said to me, Pamela, it touched me in a nice way. Really, it touched me in a very nice way. Oh, Georgie's here. Hello to Georgie. Hello to you. Oh, and Martin, I did get the question you were asking me. I'm sorry I've not highlighted or replied to the comments soon enough. But I did see the comment, and I'm sorry I've not replied, but I will check the link out the moment chance allows, Martin. That I can say that to you. One to be treasured. Oh, thanks, Munchie. Thank you. Honestly, no, Joe, had you met my wonderful late grandfather Edmund? He was the truest of gents one could have ever met. The truest of gents. I mean, I was very close growing up with him. No trouble at all, Aspie, certainly no trouble at all. No trouble, no trouble. Oh, Kebby, you are lovely. Hello to you, Thomas and Trains. Hello, did you know that Italy and Mexico's flags look similar? I did, yes, I knew that. Of course, we can touch people nicely or hurtfully. So always try to touch others nicely. And I agree with your philosophy there, Pamela. I certainly do. Oh, and lovely Carol's here. Hello. And we've got the little wee Carol as well. The little wee Carol's here as well. Just to let you know, Carol. Thought I'd tell you so. We've got the little wee Carol in here. Yes, no, we've got the lovely protective Carol. Just let you know, who really could be your protector. To tell you odd things, Carol, really would make a good protector to you. Being that of a very tiny and petite 4'11" Carol and a 5'6" and potentially fairly big in size, with a size 14 dress size, that is, she'd make a good protector to lovely Carol. Anyway, but moving on from that. Refo's in the chat. Hello to Refo. Eastbourne Miniature Railway. Hi, Gertie. Hello to you. Did you go recently? Did you go? And Pamela, you are telling the truth there. You are certainly telling the truth. Yeah. Well, yes, Carol is here. Carol is here. Indeed she is, Carol. The wee little Carol is here. Hello to lovely Gertie, as usual. And Hailey, hello to you. Oh, Andrea. Oh, my lovely Andrea. Thank you for your kindness towards our wonderful and true comedian, Gertie. Gertie is a true comedian, very good with the comedy parody she does. The next Gertie Rude parody I would love to see is a parody of myself in the portrayal of Gertie Rude. And certainly, I think a Sapper parody in the portrayal of Gertie Rude, honestly, that would just it would get all of us laughing in stitches. Those would be the best parodies. A parody of myself and Sapper in the portrayal of Gertie. Oh, Gertie, no, I'm giving you my full consent to do a parody of me, and certainly Sapper. Well, Sapper would have to give you consent for that. Oh, Joe, you're lovely, aren't you? Oh, Carol, you're so lovely to Joe, and you'd make a very good protector to lovely Joe. But do be assured she doesn't need a protector at the moment, because she's got a very tall husband and a very tall daughter who are no shorter than 6 foot. So she doesn't need your protection, luckily. But if she was going out with you, for example, then obviously you'd make a good protector to her. But no offense when saying this, certainly no offense. You would do a dirty blood, she called you a slapper. Yeah, no, well, it's because of internet Well, Carol, there was internet connectivity issues last week, and with connectivity issues, it wouldn't have worked doing a live stream. It really wouldn't have worked doing a live stream. Well, I think Carol could still pass for being pretty, because despite being in her 70s, she said she's still got brown hair, which is impressive compared to, say, my wonderful late grandfather Edmund, because when my late grandfather Edmund was Carol's age, he was already grey at this point. He was already grey by the time he was in his 50s. And Pamela, who at her age, she's not grey yet. She said she has bits of grey, but hardly any at her age, impressively so. Whereas I'm going grey, and I've got more than just bits of grey. I've got several greys now. And I think give it another 5 years or so, I think I'll probably be predominantly grey if I keep going grey at this point, or into greying in the way that I am at this point. Well, I've greyed since I was 18, slowly greyed since I was 18. And I think give another 5-10 years, I'll be very grey. Greyer, almost likely greyer than Pamela and Martin, probably. I'm almost likely greyer than her husband, because her husband, dark as he is like me, he's not got any grey yet, and I'm surprised by that. Impressed, but impressed at the same time. So he would obviously still be handsome at his age. And Pamela, more than just pretty, she is gorgeous for a lady her age. Oh my goodness. She makes one gorgeous grandmother. And God, oh goodness. I mean, could you imagine if there were other children's grandfathers in the play park with her? They'd probably just be like trying to gather. Could you imagine that? But I think she probably slapped them away. I'm married. Thank you. Don't need you going after me. Hello to Itala. Hello to Itala. Oh, is he going grey? Oh, is he going grey? Oh, is he? You're grey at 46. You covered it up. Oh, gosh. My mother's grey, and my father is predominantly grey now. It's luck of the genetic lottery. Your mother was the same. How impressive, Carol. 50 Shades. Yes, and also one thing. No, but one thing I will say, Pamela. I mean, one thing I've never forgotten about your husband is him having the long legs. Because can I tell you something, Pamela? I mean, one of my friends who's about the same height or slightly shorter than your husband, you know, with them being 6'2" men, he's got 36 inner inseam like that of your husband. I mean, he's got a 36 inner inseam like that of your husband. I thought I'd tell you, Pamela. But the only difference being, Pamela, is that he has a bigger than a 32-inch waist. He's got a 34 waist, so he's huge, to tell you something. He's huge, and that, my friend, and all legs are huge. Well, because says to a man who gymmed a lot, to tell you something. So I'm guessing your husband's skinny or slender, if he's only got a 32 waist at his height. Well, could you imagine if he had a 30 waist imagine if he had my waist size, 30 waist at his height? Because tell you something, Pamela, when my friend Mark, I think until he was in his 30s or possibly about 40 or so, he only, at 6'2", he only weighed 140, 150. He weighed anywhere between 140 to 150 pounds, which is less than what I currently am. And you picture that on a 6'2" guy. And back then he had only a 28 waist alongside a 36 inner inseam. Picture that on a guy that tall with that sort of size. A 28 waist, 36 inner inseam. Whereas I'm a 30 waist, 30 inner inseam. And he described himself as just all legs and emaciated when he was 140, 150 pounds back in his prime day, before he put the weight on, through gymming, that is. But if you look at him now, he's not large, he's not bodybuilder large, but if you see him, he's 63, and he's not a flab inside. Not a flab inside. He's got a toned body, toned arms, certainly big arms for a guy his age, much bigger arms than what my grandfather Edmund would have had. Fit body, I mean slim, that is, but a fit body. You'd never believe he's 63. He looks a bit older than what Pamela looks like. He looks about maybe 10 years younger than his age. He has aged a bit since his 60th, because when he was 60, he only looked about 48 at the most. Now I'd say he looks about slightly older than what Harrison Ford looked like when he was 73, I would say. Because when Harrison Ford was 73, I thought he looked 52. But if you see him, a 63-year-old guy, you'd think he's probably about 55, 56. But Pamela, I think when Pamela's Mark's age, I think she could still only pass for being about 52 or 53, something like that. I don't think Pamela could look any older than what she currently looks like now when she reaches 63. I really don't think she could. Your husband looks just like his late father. Your son and grandson look just like your husband. Strong. No, your grandson is handsome. Your grandson, Atticus, is handsome. Big baby. Obviously, he's grown out of clothes to 18-month-old children, even though he's not even one yet. A big boy, but very handsome baby, I must admit. Impressive that your little 5'2" daughter-in-law was able to give birth without C-section for a baby that size. Impressively enough. I haven't seen a picture of him, but I can only believe if he's still got dark hair, or predominantly dark hair at his age, I can only imagine he's handsome. No, Pamela's gorgeous. Pamela's gorgeous for a lady her age. I don't think she could ever age very much, I don't think. I could imagine when she's 70, I could only imagine her looking no older than 55, at say 70. No, she's definitely got good aging genes, I would say that, when seeing what she looks like. And good hair. Very, very good hair for a lady her age. I mean, I'm astounded by her very beautiful head of hair. That's Hollywood. We'd all look 20 years. We'd all look 20. Age doesn't bother you so long as you're alive. Same, yes, age doesn't bother me so long as I'm alive. And so long as you can wake up in the morning, that is. Monica's in the chat. Hello to you. Oh, is Christy here? Is Christina here? Christy, I didn't see Christy. Hi, Christy. Hello. Bold is beautiful. Who was talking about baldness a moment ago? But your husband shaved bald. He shaved bald. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to try shaving bald. But please, I have nothing against bald men. I've got completely nothing against bald men. Rest assured, I've got nothing against bald men. I mean, my bestie David, he's bald. He's bald with hair down the sides. And also Jonathan, he's bald as well. I mean, my 63-year-old best friend Jonathan, he's bald. He's bald with hair down the sides. And David, I'm not going to say how old David is, because if I mention David's age, I would get into a lot of trouble with both him and his good longtime friend Kim. I would get into a hell of a lot of trouble with both of them if I mentioned his age online. But he's bald with only hair around the sides. And Blacksmith is bald as well. And my Edmund, he was partially bald. He was very bald at the back, but he had hair on the front, but with a very see-through scalp, which was what he had. A distinctive see-through scalp, which was what he had. Hair's always been blonde, and wondered if you would just go white. Blonde, normally it's just white and not... No, blonde, Carol, doesn't have salt and pepper. Blonde really doesn't have salt and pepper. It's generally white. Ladies with Brazilians are great too, so you've had. Cheddy Cheryl, hello to you. Hello to Cheddy and Cecil. Hello to you both. Hoping yourself and Cecil are well. Cecil, who... Sharpa's going to have a ball. I think I'm going to say this, and Sharpa's going to have an absolute ball skinny shaming Cecil. Cecil, just to let you know, is a 6'1", 160-pound man, only 7 pounds over the weight of mine, and yet that sort of size, which is only 11 stone and 6 pounds, is a size sapper would have a ball skinny shaming anyone of that weight. But hello to Cherry and Cecil. Hello to you both. To a very lovely couple in Colorado, that is. I mean, but Cecil will be Sapper's skinny git, as would Jonathan as well. Yes. No, the thing is, what Sapper and I do, I get skinny shamed by Sapper, and then Sapper, and I fat shame him in return. Went to visit your friends at work today. Oh, how lovely, Refill. How lovely. Hope you had a good time with your friends. Back in 5 minutes. Oh, husband completed the patio. Oh, goodness. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, he'd love it. He'd love to be skinny shamed by Sapper. Oh, goodness. You need to pop out. No trouble at all, Martin. I'm guessing you're popping out for a ciggy. God, what the hell's going... Oh, there we are. Avalon Dreaming. Hello, Avalon. Hello to you in Dallas, Texas. Oh, have you got to go, Pamela? Ta-ta for now. Ta-ta for now. Now, I need to talk about something. The reason for the hiatus was because of poor internet connectivity. Poor internet connectivity. But the connectivity has gotten better. It's generally gotten better. It can get a bit patchy at times, but it's generally gotten better since then. It's generally gotten better. And also this live stream is a low-key live stream, but tomorrow's live stream, we're going to have a presentation on British Railways, BR, and another one about the Volks Electric Railway. So tomorrow... Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were I didn't realize you were not going, Pamela. Oh, you weren't leaving. Sorry, Pamela. Sorry for the wrong impression I came under. So yes, tomorrow we're going to have some interesting presentations on British Railways, BR, the Volks Electric Railway, and with also a distinct possibility on doing a presentation on Union Pacific. The Union Pacific is a railway branding in the United States of America. You know, Union Pacific, and because a lot of you are also based in the United States of America, doing a presentation on Union Pacific, obviously, it will fit an interesting presentation for all of you in America to watch and listen to, if this makes sense by and large on the whole and all the rest of it. That's what's given me the incentive to do a presentation on Union Pacific, because of a lot of you being, many of you being predominantly American-based. I mean, not saying anything racially offensive, but just trying to show a reference point at large on the whole. At times, Carol, yes, there can be times with connectivity, but there hasn't been connectivity issues with the live stream this time. Yes, no, because you've been in the rural area for about the last 15 years now. I remember you saying, Pamela, yes. Trinity, hello to Trinity. Because I remember you openly talking to me about this before, Pamela, that as your children grew up and got older, it warranted yourself and your husband's decision to move out rural back, as far as I remember, and of course the caring responsibilities for elderly parents at the same time too. Of course, we plan on keeping Pamela here. Pamela is stuck with us for sure. Pamela, Georgie, Jody, Sapper, all the mods. Obviously, I'm stuck with them, but for the right reasons. Obviously, we're going to have the idiots saying that mods manipulate me. Shut up, not true. But they're stuck with me for a good reason and a good reason only. So that's an explanation. I had one explanation I needed to get done, but I'm so sorry I was very late with the explanation, because obviously we had a huge and long meet and greet, but I love long meet and greets, but obviously once we've had long enough of a meet and greet, it's time to get into the insight of a live stream. And the second thing I needed to talk about today is one of my best friend's birthdays today. And my best friend who I'm talking about is Dave Bryan. Today it's his birthday today. Of course. Of course, and all of us, including me, we all know that only too greatly well. But it's the cronies who accuse my mods of manipulating me. Sapper particularly, they accuse of manipulating me. They're the ones who are just going to make themselves look like fools, or are already making themselves look like fools, saying those sorts of things, lying to make content, which is what Sapper would say, thriving on lying to make content, you know. But today is one of my best friends, Dave's birthday today. Oh, thank you, Georgie and Jody, for your birthday wishes towards Dave. Dave, today, it's his 53rd birthday. Thanks, Blacksmith. It's his 53rd birthday today. And honestly, he is a brilliant best friend to have. No, really, well and truly so. Dave is a good best friend to have. Obviously, I'm never going to replace Dave with David. I could never replace him with my best friendship with David Scott. You know, Dave Bryan, and obviously he's one of my best friends with Jonathan Clements too. And I never take David, Jonathan, and Dave for granted. And I'm going to explain the reasons why I don't take David, Jonathan, and Dave for granted. Well, Dave, because it's his birthday in reference to him, I'm going to explain why I really don't take the man for granted. Oh, thank you, Carol. You have a birthday. Yes, a happy birthday to you next week. Don't say it publicly. Say privately when your birthday is, and I'll let each and every one of everyone know that it's time to wish you happy birthday. That is. Now I really need to explain why I do not take Dave for granted. Now, sadly, I mean, though he's only 53 years old today, sadly, Dave unfortunately lives every day with poor health. This is a refreshing group here, as many channels strive on being bitchy. You're too right there, Andrea, too right there. Yes, Sapper, please do a birthday song for Pamela. That would be a fantastic idea. Fantastic idea indeed. Oh, Andrea's lovely. If I could, I would just hug Andrea tightly. I really would. No, really, I would hug Andrea very tightly, in an enveloped hug. That is, I really would. And lovely lady called Polly said that if she'd met me in person, she would just give me a big enveloped hug. I would let her do that. I'd let anyone give me a big enveloped hug. I think the one who wouldn't hesitate doing so would obviously be Carol. Yes, and I do know your birthday's 2nd of September, Rifel. I do know that. No, but explaining Dave, sadly, Dave lives with poor health because it may be eye-opening for some of you to hear this. It may be eye-opening to say this, but I'm going to say it now. Back in 2016, Dave Bryan himself, he was only about 43 or 44 at the time, because he's now 53 today. He suffered a severe food poisoning ordeal. He suffered a very, very severe food poisoning ordeal, which completely rendered him in poor health. You know, it completely rendered him in poor health to the point where he now lives with permanent, lifelong IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. And he's been dealing with irritable bowel syndrome ever since his nasty food poisoning ordeal in 2016. And since the food poisoning ordeal, this was not the first time he had food poisoning. He'd suffered food poisoning 4 or 5 times before it severely affected his health. It was the 4th or 5th bout of food poisoning that just completely did it in for his health. So though he's very keen, and obviously his heart is all for classic card or car show event attending, he doesn't do steam rallies and things, or miniature shows and all that. He doesn't do bus rallies, those sorts of things, you know, but he can't always guarantee with event attending because of his poor health. the poor man, and he's only 53, and he's been dealing with this since he was about 43, 44, lifelong IBS. So he has to be careful what he eats and how much he eats. So he can't eat a lot and he can't drink a lot. Well, otherwise he could spend either a long time on the toilet or just have worsened poor guts. And also there are certain foods he can only eat because of the IBS. Other foods, it will just completely mess him up. And as a result of him not being able to eat very much, he's very skinny and petite, Dave. I don't know what he is weight-wise, but he's probably about 115 pounds, something like that. He couldn't be anything more than 115 or 116 pounds or so. He's very skinny and petite. He's not that tall. He isn't short, but he's not that tall. He's only about 5'6". He's about 5'6", 5'6.5", so shorter than I. He's a bit taller than David, because David's a very short man of 5'4.5", as many of you may know. And he's shorter than Jonathan, who was 5'10", but last time I saw Jonathan, he's gotten shorter. He's definitely gotten shorter, Jonathan. I don't know what he is now, but I think more likely he's still a bit taller than I, but he's probably more 5'8.5". Well, no, or 5'9". I think he's more 5'9" now, Jonathan. He's definitely gotten shorter since last year, because last year he was visibly taller than I, but now he's not. He's only fairly marginally taller than I, Jonathan. So he's not as tall as he was, and it looked like he'd lost weight since last year, Jonathan, and he's definitely aged since last year. So unfortunately, that's sadly the case with poor Dave, which is why that's one reason why the real reason why I don't take him for granted. Thanks, Munchie. Poor Dave, I know. And also, as a result, he can't fly abroad because of his poor health, unfortunately. But one thing I can say, Jodie, Dave, he knows a girl who's only in her 30s. She had food poisoning just as bad as him. And hear this, everybody. Dave, who knows a girl, young lady in her 30s, had food poisoning. It affected her so badly, it got to the point where she had to have this colostomy bag thing fitted, where she has to empty it out every so often. That was how bad her food poisoning was. You know, that was how badly it affected a young lady Dave knows. So food poisoning, it can wreck a lot of people's lives, and certainly health, not to mention. I think too much Guinness could give anyone the bad gut sapper. Well done, hubby. What did Joe say? Didn't break. Oh, well done. It's not backing. Oh, always would I accept one. Always. You love Guinness across the pond. It's not as good here in the States. You prefer Scotch in the States. Scotch is whiskey. I don't drink whiskey, unfortunately, Sherry. I do not drink Scotch, unfortunately, because that's whiskey, and I don't drink whiskey. I drink wine or sherry or beer, but I don't drink whiskey. No, but sadly, poor Dave. I mean, and also another reason why I don't take him for granted, because of his health. Because of his health, I don't know how much longer he's got left to live life to the full. And obviously, with permanent IBS, which you've been dealing with for nearly 10 years, and poor guts, which you've been dealing with post food poisoning, you just do not know how much longer a friend who deals with those problems has got. And also Jonathan, very sadly, has poor health as well. Even though he's only 63, 10 years older than Dave, He lives with poor health every day because of a stroke he suffered 15 years ago, only aged 48. And since the stroke, he's on daily meds as a result. And because of the daily meds, it messed up his health. You know, and also he's not aged well as a result of the stroke, as you could imagine. And Dave, he's not aged badly, but he doesn't look brilliant. He doesn't look not amazing for his age, but he doesn't look all that good. I mean, you would think he's in his 50s if you saw him, and you would actually think he's got health problems if you see, because he's quite wrinkly, and also the face is fairly gaunt on Dave. Yes. Oh, a big wraparound hug from Cadel. Oh. I would find it hard if a 5'6" and a size UK 14 dress size lady gave me a big wraparound hug. I'd probably find it hard to let go. I would certainly find it hard to let go. You got sick so many times when you just went to live in Antwerp. Oh gosh. You like and big hugs and lots of cuddles to Braveheart. Oh, that's tough. Bedbound since 2018. That's very tough. Oh, and I really wish I could give Braveheart and Patches cuddles. I really wish I could. Such sweet, adorable girls. I mean, well, an older lady for Braveheart, but little girl, sweet little girl for Patches. And has Patches moved in full time yet? I'm looking forward to hearing about Patches moving in time. Really, I am. I really don't drink rum, but I need to try rum and coke. I'm going to try rum and coke. I'd like to try rum and coke with my dad, because I know Sapper would suggest it to my father and I, rum and coke, because my father is the sort of man who likes rum and all that. No, but I thought I'd explain reasons why I don't take Dave for granted, and why I'd explain about his birthday, and why I'd explain it with respect and decency, because of Dave's poor health. You know, and also there's a very slim chance that one can run into a classic or modern day car enthusiast like that of Dave Bryan himself. Very, very slim chance. And that's another reason why I sincerely don't take him for granted. And same with Jonathan. And Jonathan, why I don't take him for granted, you know, he's such a good he's such a good friend, Jonathan, and obviously because of his poor health, I don't take him for granted. But what he introduced me to a museum that I never thought I would ever find out about. I never would have thought I would ever go to a museum like this and experience such marvelously excellent events that this museum hosts. So I'm extremely thankful to Jonathan for that. You know, and that's another reason why I never take him for granted, because meeting people like Jonathan, who could introduce you to events like those sorts of events, or Dave introducing you to car show and classic car events you've never even heard of, you just can't take people like them for granted. And always look up to them with decency and respectability, if there's any way to describe it. And I've still got the portrait of Jonathan, or the theme Jonathan's got. I really need to do one for David. That was Jonathan, by the way. I have got a more recent. That was last year, by the way. He has since aged since that picture, just to let you know. He has aged. And it does look like he'd lost weight since then. Oh, thank you, Munchie. Thank you. You try not to take any of your friends for granted, regardless of their health. The same. And I agree with your philosophy. Never take your friends for granted, especially those that are hard to find, regardless of their health status, Pamela. Just throwing up poor you, Refill. That was Jonathan, Joe. Oh no, you had food poisoning eating scallops at a Red Lobster restaurant. Those in the US will know the chain. They are thankfully now out of business. I don't think all of them are out of business, but I think some of them closed down. Well, that you got yourself a new bird clock. A new bird call clock yesterday and was just serenaded by a wren at 7 p.m. Quite lovely. Oh, God. No, I have got I want. You don't eat seafood, so you've never eaten there. Your co-workers called it dead lobster. I would wish I could have eaten at dead lobster. I would like to try it because I love seafood. You had a blinking neurosick virus thing, like having contractions, empty stomach. This is why we all love you. Oh, thanks, Cherry. Thank you to yourself and Cecil. No, really, Cherry, I cannot thank you enough, yourself and Cecil, enough for your kindness towards me. Thank you. I mean, but I don't get why a lot of Brits refer to the name Cecil as Cecil. It should be Cecil all along, certainly in my opinion. I think Cecil works better than Cecil. Far better does Cecil work. I think Cecil works far, considerably better than Cecil. Considerably so. You love lobster. Yes, I can only imagine lobster very expensive. Well, with you being only £100 at one point, now only about 118, 125 pounds. Now, I think you could have eaten several lobsters to the point of eating the whole lobster table under at this point. I mean, even when I was 130 pounds, I probably could have nearly eaten a whole table under. But until I was 20, that was. But it was you, luckily for you, Jodie. I'm not trying to shame or show any jealousy here, but it took till you were 61, 62, impressively to have a metabolism like that. Or as Munchie would say, wow, what a metabolism. What a metabolism to potentially eat a dinner table under and still weigh 100 pounds at a 5'3" of height. You know, but one thing Jodie did not take well to, thick skin as Jodie generally has, I don't think she took well to people accusing her of being an anorexic at the time. I mean, had Jodie been my age, and if I was in a romantic relationship with her, and people accused her of being anorexic, I would actually shut the people up doing that. I would really shut the people up. I really would. I would shut the verbal assailants up. For sure. I really only eat 3 times a day, or sometimes only 2. You know, it really depends on how the guts are, or how depending on health and guts. I generally eat 3 times a day, but sometimes as little as 2. And yet I don't lose weight. I surprisingly have the genetic metabolism where if there are days where I only eat twice a day, I seldom lose any weight and generally remain the same weight that I have been since I was about 20. Well, I'm 1 pound lighter. Can I tell everyone all of this? I'm 1 pound lighter than I was when I was 20. Or sometime after turning 20, that was. Because when I was 20, I was 154 pounds or 11 stone on the dot. But now at 24, I'm 153 pounds. I'm 153 pounds, which is 10 stone and 13 pounds. Sap, but I do know that one body's changes as you get older, and I've experienced that. Because tell you something, Sapper, when I was 18, I was 130 pounds. And I've since gone up in weight, and I've gone up in weight since then. So I obviously do know the full scale effect on how and when one's body changes. But with Jodie, her body did not change. It took till she was in her 60s for her body to change from about teenager's age, about 40. She was about 14, 15, I think, when she was 100 pounds and remained at that sort of weight till she was about 61, 62. So it took nearly 50 years for her body to change. Whereas with me, it took considerably less time than that, you know? And also I've got this in the genetics as well, where it cannot take a long time for one's body to change in my family. That's what we've got genetically, and predominantly so. Can't eat seafood, definitely not a can of tuna. Cats hear the kind of... Interesting, Munchie. They smell seafood before you come in the... Oh, my word. Wow. Oh, don't get me on sushi, Snapper. I love sushi. I could eat sushi any day. Love sushi. Your family cannot gain weight because you are so skinny. Oh, gosh. You snack regularly during the day to combat the nausea from the chemo tablets. Oh, no, Itala. You're on chemo. Oh, you've got cancer. No. No, please show respect to cancer sufferers. Any cancer sufferers in here, you have our complete sympathy and empathy. Out of work. I hope your work day worked out all right, Aspie. And yes, I'm going to play some music because Pamela was requesting. But I had some important... This was generally meant to be a low-key live stream talking about Dave, one of my best friend's birthdays, and the importance of why you must never take your best friends or any good friends for granted, and Dave Bryan being one example, you know, and actually sharing some strong reasons as to why. You know, and now I'm going to play some music. Organ music, that is, on the whole. Oh, thank Larry, it's not cancer, but an autoimmune disease. Oh. Pray, hoping you get pulled through the ordeal, okay, Itala? Yes, Sap is live in an hour, that's true. As does I too, Carol, as does I too. Two days of hospital visit. Oh, poor you, Suzanne. Poor you. Now, I'm going to show a couple of pictures, but then I'm going to have to finish the live stream because we need time. Mods will need time to get ready for Sapper's live stream. you know, because Sapper is going live at 8 p.m. UK time. Any old music, or certainly organ music, are the best. Pleasure, Pamela. And Pamela, we're going to finish fairly shortly because of making time, respectfully, for Sapper's live stream. And Sapper puts the most work in his live streams out of mine, so it's only fair that I finish fairly shortly. It's a pleasure, Sapper. I'm going to be finishing shortly too to make time for your live stream, and it's only fair that I finish shortly in time for your live stream because of the effort you put into your live streaming. And it's something we're thankful and grateful for. So well done for all that you do, Sapper. Well done. It only makes it fair that that because Sapper does puts more work into the live streams, it only makes fair sense that that I finish in time for his, you know. Oh, as can I, Joe. We're not finishing yet, but shortly we're finishing, Refill. Carol, you certainly couldn't have got this more right, and I agree with your core depth of values extremely well. Aren't they just, Georgie? Aren't they just? Now, I've got a more recent picture of Jonathan to show you, and I was a little bit concerned for him. I was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Have you lost weight, Jonathan?" He was like, "Don't think so," or "I may have done, but I don't think so." I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Oh, okay. So it's just you look a bit thinner than last time I met you." That's what I thought. No, but I was a bit concerned. I was generally quite a bit concerned for him when I saw what he was looking like, because he didn't look as thin as he did when I first met him. When I first met him, he was very gaunt and frail. When I first met him back in 2023, he was very frail and gaunt looking, and he was only 61 when I first met him, and he looked about 72 when I first met him. I mean, really, he was not aging at all well. He still doesn't age well, unfortunately, obviously because of the stroke and the poor health he's got, you know. Oh, have you got to go? Goodbye for now, Refill. Goodbye for now. You know, and I do think he looks older now than his age. I don't think he looks as old as he did 2 years ago. But I think he looks about very late 60s, maybe 70 now, something like that. I mean, in my opinion, it's different in a picture when showing a picture of him, but if you see him in real life, there's a real difference as to how when seeing how he ages. If I can get it up. I've got it. Oh, I've got it. Yes, I've got it. Kebby's here back. Hello to lovely Kebby. Hello to you indeed. Right. This is Jonathan. Oh, no. It won't work on that. No. That won't work on that. If I can get it up. I need to get it up in a different format. There we are. Lovely chat. It's our lovely Cherry, Kebby. Cherry and Cecil, a lovely couple who are very genuinely supportive of myself, Sapper, and whoever they watch. There we are. That's Jonathan. That's him recently, and my word. I mean, one can think, I mean, obviously one's going to have a different opinion to this, but since last year, I really do think he's aged. I would say he's generally aged. This is a 63-year-old man. A 63-year-old man. And, I mean, I certainly don't think he looks as old as he did 2 years ago. But I think he has genuinely aged and lost weight since last year when seeing him. Thanks, Jodie. Well, the thing is, Jodie, Jonathan has poor health. Since the stroke, he's now riddled with poor health, and is obviously on daily meds. And obviously, if you see him now, seeing this picture of him now, you might see there's a difference in how he's aged compared to last year. You know, and that's a 2025 picture, just to say. Thanks, Cherry. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. I mean, if I can get a close-up of his face, if I can get a close-up. Yeah, that's a 63-year-old man. I mean, and I don't know if you've ever seen a 63-year-old aging like this, but I was quite concerned. I was concerned he wasn't well, because last year he obviously did not age, generally not aging well, and looking about his age last year, but now I would say older. Yeah, no, I certainly agree, Munch. I think he's definitely aged since last year. I think he has definitely aged. No, but he said he was okay, but I think he's definitely aged, and I certainly think he's lost weight. I don't think he's as thin as he was 2 years ago, but I think he's probably likely about 8 or 9 pounds lighter than he was last year. I think looking at him now, I don't think he could be anything more than 145 pounds, something like that. I think he's definitely looking thinner than not only he's certainly looking thinner, not only than myself, but also Pamela. I mean, I wasn't trying to. I mean, Jonathan wasn't offended, and I did apologize after questioning him. But you are certainly right. I know I shouldn't have done it, but Jonathan wasn't offended, and we're still friends, and we still talk to each other. But I certainly agree with your advice, and thank you for putting the blunt advice, because you're only too right here. No, I do. I care very greatly for Jonathan. I certainly care about David. I know. I certainly think he looks older than you, Jodie, but his health, especially poor health in Jonathan's circumstances, what could you expect? Yeah. So, Lord Jim Dandy, hello to you. Right, we're going to have one more picture. You don't own any pearls. I don't either, Carol. But we're going to show one more picture. No, we're going to finish off the live in time for Sapper's live. Oh, and so Lord Jim Dandy, I sent you a Discord message just to say, because wasn't it your dear mother's birthday on Tuesday? I mean, I sent you a Discord message, a private Discord message, just to say. So I thought I'd let you know. But I'm going to get the picture up that. I'm going to show a picture Pamela sent me. Oh no, I'm in the wrong zone. And I haven't downloaded the picture, so I'm going to be talking whilst I'm downloading the picture because it's in the Discord. And okay, it's Monterrey, I think it's called. Monterrey was where she and her. No, really very, very picturesque pictures. I mean, a very, very picturesque picture I really want to show. Really, truly picturesque. It's a pleasure. You love pearls. I mean, I hope the pearls weren't too heavy for you, Andrea. I sincerely hope not. How comes I'd lost it? Because I'm certain I had it. Oh, no, I know. Oh, there, I got it. Hey, presto, I have, hurrah, hurrah, after all, got the picture. Monterey, oh, is it? They look lovely and give you something to clutch when you're offended. Oh gosh, don't worry. Oh, Carol, if I run into you in Scotland, I'll be on my best behaviour. You know, because obviously, because now learning that if you get angry, you want something to clutch with your fist, and assuming you're quite strong for strength, especially while being a size 14 in dress size, I could only quite greatly assume you're quite strong for strength. So I will be on my best behavior with you. And I will certainly try hard not to make you angry. I'll seriously try depressingly hard. Okay, I've got the picture. Picture now. Monterey. This is the picture that Pamela sent me. And my, oh my. My, what a picture. Monterey Bay. What a picture. What scenery. I mean, Pamela, that's a fantastic choice of location you went on holiday. Like I said to you before, Pamela, it very much reminds me of Brighton Marina. It really is a strong, striking resemblance to Brighton Marina. A true, strong, striking resemblance to Brighton Marina. Doesn't it just? Your view at lunch on your first day there. A perfect view for when you're eating lunch, Pamela. A truly perfect view for when one's eating their lunch. Look out if you clutch your pearls. I will, Carol. And Carol, rest assured, I'm going to be on my best behavior. I'll certainly be on my best behavior if I run into you. Really, I will be on my best behavior, I promise. No, I would not want to see you angry to the point where you've clutched your pearls. Really, I do not want to see that sight. I'll be on my best behavior, and especially with you being potentially rather strong in strength, I would certainly watch my behavior. Really, I would. You missed the ocean. Oh, I didn't realize you lived too far from the ocean, Munchie. No, tremendous scenery, Joe. Tremendous scenery. Right, unfortunately, it's time to finish. I was initially only going to do about 1 hour, But we've done 1 hour, 26 minutes. In general, all of us should be very well behaved. All of us should be very well behaved. Oh, thank you, Carol. Thank you. You like it best that way. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for being supportive. Thank you. Thank you for being rightly so firm, but very supportive. Thank you. It was longer than I expected we were going to do, but we did it. We did it. You take care, blacksmith. Father was in the Navy, so always lived near the ocean. Moved to Colorado, now have mountains. Cherry and Cecil are in Colorado, so maybe you could get hooked up and run into each other. Oh, thanks, Joe. Thank you. And you take care, lovely Cherry. You and Cecil take care, won't you? Or we may possibly see both of you on Sappers Live. Thank you, Pamela. We're live streaming again tomorrow, likely for longer. I mean, since we've done nearly 1.5 hours, I think I was initially going to do about 1.5 hours for tomorrow's live stream. But no, I think we're going to do 1 hour and 45 minutes, 1 hour and 45 minutes tomorrow. Thank you most sincerely, kindly, for watching and viewing this very live stream of mine. Please let me know what your thoughts are on this in the comments down below. And I shall certainly see you in the very next live stream, which is tomorrow. See you all tomorrow. Ta-ta for now, another time. I'll see you tomorrow, and always am I looking forward to the fun. Oh, Carol. Oh, my lovely, lovely Carol. Don't you know just how lovely you really are? You are just wonderful and extremely loving in every way. This is why we love you. And as the lovely Carol, the other Carol, the wee little Carol said, you're her beautiful protector. Of course, you would make a beautiful protector, and I mean this lovingly. Oh, Tetley's just joined. We're just going. Goodbye for now, Tetley. Kebby, Pamela, Blacksmith, Joni Joe, Refill, Jody, all of you in here, and Georgie, thank you for your generosity and the time you've taken in viewing this very live stream of mine. Ta-ta for now. Goodbye for now. Another time. See you tomorrow.
Thanks for coming, everyone, from your friend Foxy. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe on the way out.